right, everybody, welcome back. This is module 2, lesson number 4, and we are getting into cardio. All right, you should know by now your compound movements, your supersets. Now we're going to talk about your steady state cardio, and this is really the icing on the cake. For the most part, you have your fundamentals, you have your baseline, you have your body revving well because you got your strength training, you're maximizing your recovery. Now we're going to go ahead and sprinkle in a little bit of Mike, which is going to be your moderate intensity cardio. Let's dive into it. All right. Why do I preach moderate intensity, steady state cardio instead of HIIT training or going out for, 3-mile runs for, 30, 40, 60 minutes at a time? And I'll tell you why. So, number one, we're focusing on quality over quantity and how to really create efficient workouts so you can spend more time doing the things that you love and you enjoy. Now, if you're somebody who loves cardio, fine. Go out there, do your runs, that's totally fine. But at least you can know that you can always go back to this and get really great results still. And I would also say that some people use their cardio as kind of their crutch, whereas they're trying to literally outrun their bad diet or to make up for the shitty food that they ate over the weekend. They're binge eating, and I'm super guilty of this sometimes, and I still do it to this day at times. I'm human, and this is all about working with everyday dads and busy people and showing them how to enjoy, live life without having to do those types of things, all right? And so that's the main reason why I like to do this and why I think, if you can stick to 20 minutes 3 times a week, it's very doable, and so it's very effective. Now, I'll say this, you can always do a little bit longer. Like for me, this is my job. This is what I do. Like I admittedly, most of the time, I'm doing usually a little bit more than 20 minutes. I'm doing maybe 30, sometimes even an hour. But it's not, anything like I used to do, like these half marathons. And I used to run so many miles every single week. And that, frankly, burned me out too. But, again, you don't need to do more than 20 minutes 3 times a week, especially at the beginning. So let's dive a little bit more into this, all right? So what are the best types of cardio to do? And actually, before I get into that, I wanted to also talk about why I don't necessarily like doing the super long runs and the HIIT training a little bit more. So things like, like an Orange Theory, which are great and you burn a lot of calories, but there's a couple of things here. Again, the purpose of this cardio is to get more calories burnt, but not getting us more sore, because we want to be able to aid in recovery and burn calories without getting sore or really sore, because that's going to limit your ability to maximize your strength portion of your workouts. So that's kind of the reason why. Now, again, as you get more advanced, doing things a little bit more advanced and more intense is totally doable. So, but for now, you don't need to do that, and I don't recommend you do that as well. All right, so let's talk about some of the best types of cardio to do for this style. Some of my favorites are going to be incline walking. So, you do my session, and then afterwards I'll go hop on a treadmill. I'll put it at an incline of, 10 to 15. So you want it inclined. I don't like, you go and you see some people and they have like a tiny little bit of an incline. It's like, 3%. Like don't even bother with that. 10 minimum up to 15% or however high it goes. I think some of the ones like Planet Fitness go like 18, because you want to that's going to rev up your body temperature a lot quicker. And so the miles per hour is where you can kind of be a little bit flexible. I usually start with like a 2.7, work up to like a 3.2. I'm a little bit taller, so my stride's a little bit bigger, but work up to it. Like don't try to go less than like 2.5, because again, you want to work up a sweat and you want to be sweating. You should have an elevated heart rate and hard to breathe. So make sure that you're doing that. Now the first week or two, if you're trying to gauge it, that's fine. Another one, stair stepper is a great one. I haven't used much of elliptical. I guess you could. Again, you just got to get that target sweet spot. Basketball, things like that. Like, you do tend to get a little bit sore from those, but, you can do things like that. But, the things I like about, like, especially the incline treadmill is I can literally work, or, I try not to watch like movies and stuff on there. But if that's your kind of thing, that's what you got to do to kind of get through it, that's totally fine. But I'll literally answer emails. I'll, edit videos and post content on social media, do phone calls, call leads, and it's super effective and convenient, because that's why sometimes like I'll just forget and I'll just be sitting there for walk-in for like 60 minutes and boom, I've just burned like 700 calories. And so it's pretty crazy and nice when that happens. So that's how I would structure it. So you got your 20 minutes, moderate intensity, like incline treadmill at 2.5 to 3%, incline of at least 10%, all the way up to like 15 or wherever it goes to. Stair stepper, you know, you could do like a sports or swimming even. But you want to, again, get that heart rate up, get it burning. You want to maintain the intensity throughout the duration of the time, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is. And so that's pretty much it. It's super simple. You just got to do it 3 times a week. If you want to sprinkle in some extra activity, we can talk about that later. But for the most part, this is going to be super powerful when you pair this with the other aspects that we've talked about. And so that's pretty much it. Yeah, not too much. I mean, only action steps for this is going to be actually doing it. So you already got your workout days planned. You got everything set up. Now, just make sure that you actually go out there and you do it. Got any questions? Let me know. I'll put some resources in the resource page so you have it, and have fun in the gym.